Hello my dear aspirants, I hope all of you are doing well and I hope your preparations are also going well. We don't have much time left for Northeast SLET exam, so I hope you are doing revision and you have completed all your syllabus. So today's video is one of the most requested video from all of you guys. So this video, as you have already come to know by looking at the thumbnail, that this video is going to be a discussion video about most repeated questions or most repeated topics from each unit of Northeast SLET. So let us start from the first unit, that is your unit number 1. So from that unit, your protein and amino acid is very important. Every time you can see questions from Ramachandran plot, different types of amino acid, polar, non-polar, that is important, and carbohydrates. So when we talk about carbohydrate part, that means you have to study glycolysis, TCA cycle, etc. and all. Enzyme kinetics, however, numericals are not that important, but you need to remember the formulas from your enzyme kinetics part and also from your thermodynamics part. Then enzyme, different types of enzyme inhibition like competitive, non-competitive and uncompetitive. Buffer systems and Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, that is also important. To the next unit, which is your cell biology or cellular organization. From that unit, there are questions from your membrane, plasma membrane part. So different proteins and different molecules which are involved in the plasma membrane, which are present in the plasma membrane, like different types of proteins are there, integral, peripheral protein. That part is important, and you need to know about the different transport proteins. So different transport proteins like carrier and channel, what are the examples of carriers, what are the examples of channel protein and how they work, sym-porter, anti-porter, that part is important. One more thing is very important, protein trafficking to different organelles. If you have studied, I think you already know protein trafficking, like which of the organelle performs co-translational transport, which of the following perform post-translational transport. Another important part from cell biology is your cell cycle or cell division, all the proteins related involved in your cell division. Then different events occurring in different cell cycle phase, that is also important. So for match the following, that becomes important, like this particular event occurs in prophase, metaphase. Cytoskeleton is also important, again for match the following: actin, microfilament, microtubule, so intermediate filament, their diameters. Okay, in one side their diameters or their functions will be mentioned, which is a motor proteins are important, like which motor protein is for which cytoskeleton. Like from unit number 4, that is cell signaling, the most important part is your GPCR and enzyme linked receptor. So there are different signaling pathways involved in both of these receptors, so you need to be thorough enough. There are many signaling pathways. If you have studied, then obviously you can relate. So each and every signaling pathways where these two receptors are involved are important for your exam point of view. Apart from these, two types of apoptotic pathway, intrinsic and extrinsic, that is also important. So which organelle participate in which of the intrinsic or which of the apoptotic pathway, that is also important. And for your cancer biology, you need to study oncogenes or proto-oncogenes and tumor suppressor genes, genome maintenance gene. So there are questions like there will be matched up following, which of the following is a proto-oncogene, which of the following is a tumor suppressor gene. Then on another side, in another row, there will be about gain of function mutation, loss of function mutation. So ultimately I want to tell you that cancer biology is important, but not everything related to cancer biology. At least you need to study the proto-oncogene, tumor suppressor gene and genome maintenance genes. That part is important. The most important unit is your developmental biology, which is your unit number 5. And from developmental biology, the morphogenesis of C. elegans, Drosophila, Dictyostelium, all those things are important. And human mammal, fertilization in mammal. That one more very important part from your developmental biology is different types of cleavage in different types of eggs. Which of the which organism has this particular type of egg? which of the following organism will perform holoblastic cleavage or meroblastic cleavage. There is a very beautiful table, so you can refer to that table. If you want, I can provide that, or I can teach that particular thing in a next video, but that is a very important part, like different types of cleavage and different types of egg present in different types of organisms. Then there is an organizer concept. Which of the following organism has this particular organizer? Like for hydra, the organizer is hypostome. For birds, the organizer is Henson node. That is important. Then another very important part from your developmental is your chick embryo, the extra embryonic layers of chick, amnion, chorion, allantois, all those things, the functions, okay, and they are derived from which type of germ layer? Splenic mesoderm, somatic mesoderm. From your plant development, your microsporogenesis, megasporogenesis, and double fertilization. Now coming to plant physiology, which is unit number 6. If you are a student from botany, then you will find this unit very easy and very convenient to study. But if you are a non-botany student, then some topics from this unit can be new for you, but it's very easy. So from your plant physiology, you need to first study diffusion osmosis, then your xylem phloem, everything related to xylem phloem, different tissues in different cells involved in xylem phloem, which of the following is a dead tissue, living tissue, that part. Apart from that, very important is your photosynthesis or metabolism part. Your nitrogen cycle is also important, and photosynthesis, like everything related to photosynthesis, C3 cycle, C4 cycle, light reaction, Z scheme, dark reaction, okay, so those things are important. Don't skip, okay, every time there is a question from photosynthesis part, so skipping that will make you regret a lot. Then photorespiration, plant hormones, okay, functions of plant hormones. Even if you don't have time to study everything related to plant hormone, at least you study their functions. There are some main functions, like for auxin, apical dominance, gibberellins, germination, cytokinin, cell division, ethylene, fruit ripening. So there are some main functions. At least you study those functions, and if you have time, you have to study the entire signaling and biosynthetic pathway of your phytohormones. That's important. But yes, it's little bit long and may be boring for you, so you can at least switch to a simpler version. That means you can directly study the function and not only the important main functions. At least you have to know 2-3 functions from each phytohormones, because nowadays SLET or NET will not ask you the typical functions. They will ask you those functions which are like new, okay, or newly researched, like that. Coming to animal physiology, everything related to animal physiology is important for SLET actually, but still your hormones, okay, endocrine system I mean, so which hormone is from which gland, what is the role and all. So at least you study endocrine system. If you are a non-zoology student, then yes, animal physiology can be a little bit tough for you, so you can directly study the endocrine system and circulatory system. From there, that part you can study the heart, circulatory system of the heart, okay, and then excretory system, so where kidney is related. So at least you study these 3 things. One more important thing is your neurons, or the action potential happening in the neuron. So sodium, potassium, in and out, that concept, polarization, depolarization, hyperpolarization, at what volt polarization occurs, like that. I hope if you have studied on, then only you can relate to these things. Otherwise you can skip now you don't have time to study new things, you only have to revise, okay. They're coming to your one more thing from animal physiology is your renin angiotensin system, which is a part of your excretory system. That also you study, renin angiotensin system. You search in YouTube. If you have not studied yet, you will get detailed lecture on that topic. Next, coming to your inheritance biology, which is your unit number 8. So from inheritance biology, Mendelian genetics can be important, and you can skip also because you already know about Mendelian genetics. It's very easy nowadays. SLET will not ask you so easy questions, but still law of dominance, segregation and independent assortment, at least you study the ratios and all. But non-Mendelian inheritance is important, like your codominance, polygenic inheritance, okay, or incomplete dominance, all those things, pleiotropy, everything, okay. Very short topics are there. You can easily study it from YouTube also. You can refer to different lectures present in YouTube. Then linkage and recombination. Now linkage and recombination is a very long and a little bit difficult topic because there are numericals also, and we can't trust nowadays. SLET used to ask little tough questions from this unit, so you have to practice numericals from linkage and recombination. Like you need to find out gene order, double crossing over, single crossing over. You need to be thorough enough. Then Hardy-Weinberg principle. Actually this is not a inheritance biology topic, mainly it is from your ecology part. Let's leave it. Pedigree analysis is important, okay. So pedigree analysis is not something that you can study in 1 hour or so. It needs practice. It's like mathematics. So pedigree, you have to practice a lot. Next is your unit number 9, that is diversity of life forms. From that unit, everything is important. Actually you can't it's all about memorizing, like plant families, characteristics, animal phyla, features, algae classification, everything related to diversity. I will not lecture you much about diversity because I myself find that unit very tough and boring. Anyway, you study everything whatever is present in diversity. There are some playlists, very beautiful playlists present in YouTube. If you want, I can provide you the links also. So from there you can study diversity part, unit number 9. Coming to unit number 10, which is the ecology one, which is extremely easy and very useful for you because that's an easy unit. And if you study population growth, okay, population ecology, logistic growth, exponential growth, and geometric growth curve, the formulas, you don't have to solve numericals. You just study, memorize the formulas and understand the topics. Then R and K selected species, what are the types, that is very important for matched up following. There are questions from R and K. Then types of species, dominant, keystone, invasive species, generalized, specialized, all those. So there are again matched up following from types of species and their examples and the definition. So that is important. Ecological pyramids, biodiversity index, those things are important. And one more very important thing from where you can see questions, that is habitat and niche, that is also important. Coming to evolution, speciation, okay, speciation types, sympatric, allopatric, all those speciation. So that is important. Every time there is question from there, from that topic. Now speciation, it's very easy. Then coming to neutral theory of evolution, that means Moto Kimura, that is a new topic nowadays. SLET used to ask phylogenetic trees. Then your Darwinism versus Lamarckism, okay, why Lamarckism is not acceptable completely, what are the drawbacks. Then your another important thing is your different types of evolution, okay, stabilizing, then your directional, etc. And geographical time scale, which event occurred in which period, which era, those things are also important. Next is your applied biology, which is your unit number 12 and 13 mixed, I will tell you. So PCR is the most important part. Electrophoresis is important. Then ELISA, different types of ELISA, different types of blotting techniques. Recombinant DNA technology, that is a fast topic, but you have to study. CRISPR analysis, so it's a very new topic and very modern theory, CRISPR analysis. I hope you have already studied. If not, then you can get lectures in YouTube also, or if you want me to explain, then I will also explain. So these are some repeated topics. These are not all the repeated topics. It's not possible to make all the repeated and important topics in one video. The video will be very long and you will skip in between. So I'll make another part from this. At least now you study whatever I have told you. At least you revise those things. In the next part, I will again make another video where I will mention some more important topics from each unit. I hope the video was helpful enough, and please subscribe to my channel for this type of more videos. And if you like my videos, then you share with your friends also, so that they also get benefited. And if you want to take detailed coaching from me for Northeast SLET, so you can comment down below or you can contact in the given number. I used to provide detailed coaching for Northeast SLET and also for CSIR NET paper 2, and also I used to give guidance for paper 1. Bye and all the best.